Whew. Hello, I'm here today with Therapy Cat. Hope you can see he wanted to join in today. He's being a little bit clingy. Hello, I am hoping to double screen this. If you can hear me on Instagram Live, could you write something in comments? And I am back. It is Thursday, April the 2nd. So we got through April Fool's Day, and gotta say, here in New South Wales with our de facto lockdown, our kind of lockdown we're not having a lockdown, shit's getting a little bit real right now. So this morning it was announced that the state of extreme social distancing and everything else that's going on is going to be going on for at least 90 days. It will take us right through to the end of June, which feels a bit different. You know, it is the same. It's kind of gone before too. This is a bit of a novelty and we're not really in lockdown, but now it's real. It's real. My house is going to be reorganised. My partner will be moving in with his mum for the duration as she needs care. So it's going to be a very different time for me and Therapy Cat here. If you're on the Insta Live, you can see a bit more of Therapy Cat. Sorry, it's not getting much of him while people are joining. Someone came, someone left. I'm not quite sure who's here. Oh, there we go. I just kind of got rid of everyone, showing them the cat. So today, what I wanted to talk about, apart from shit getting real and you may be having some interesting emotions on a bit of a roller coaster ride. I had a really interesting experience this morning, which was I'm now going through my backlog of products in my bathroom. I use very few products, let's put it that way, but I'm given some through work and through travel, and I pulled out some beautiful moisturiser which took me back. Oh, hello Narelle, we've got a very special person for you to see today. I hope you can see Therapy Cat. He's snuggling right in there. But yes, I got literally transported this morning when I pulled a random small bottle of moisturiser out, and it took me back to a fantastic trip I had a couple of years ago on a small ship. Gosh, I'm so glad I'm not on one of those right now. Small ship that took me, my dad and my sister from Thailand through a little bit of Myanmar, across the Indian Ocean to the Andaman Islands, and then finally to Sri Lanka. And putting on this moisturiser, which I'd taken home from the boat and still smells great, took me back there. And as a traveller and someone who really loves travel, and I don't know if my friend Helen's tuned in yet, but she was meant to be arriving today. It's kind of these little disappointments that are happening. So I realised that we can travel in our minds, and for those of us who are travellers, we can do things to embrace and evoke these memories that we have. So for me, it's things like being taken back to a really idyllic experience I had sailing across the Indian Ocean and smelling this wonderful moisturiser. It takes me back to snorkeling in a crystal clear uninhabited archipelago in Myanmar, and how happy it made me feel. Yesterday, Jane commented afterwards that she liked the beads, and the necklace I was wearing was from a trip about 9 years ago to Bali. 4 trips to Bali ago. Gosh, I'm glad Charmaine and I decided last year that we wouldn't be doing a practitioner retreat in Bali this year. That's made our lives so much easier. But so wearing a piece of clothing or a necklace or something that you associate with a happy travels. It's another way. Cooking. Many years ago when I came back from passing through Malaysia, I had a holiday actually in Malaysia, that trip, I was really into making nasi lemak, and I made my own variety with some coconut rice and some toasted peanuts and some kangkung, some morning glory, cooked up in a beautiful sambal that I made from a Balinese cooking class that kind of went really well. And of course, a boiled egg on that as well. So I'm definitely going to, sometime in these 90 days, while New South Wales is in the shit is getting real, this is not a lockdown, but we really can't do anything phase, I will certainly be making some food that I have come home and cooked after trips away. It may be a really good time for me to also go through and cull some photos and do something with photos. You know what, I still have photo albums from my big OE, my year and a half living in Europe in the 1980s. And you know, back then taking photos were really precious. It was quite expensive to get your roll of film developed, and you'd go through them, and of course there would be crappy photos in there that you couldn't use. So a lot of them got culled because they were awful. So now we just snap away digitally, and most of us aren't that great at curating our collections. So that's another thing that's on my 90-day list, along with, you know, cleaning up everything in the bathroom and doing my own housework. Not looking forward to that. I read a really interesting piece of true research in a really good medical journal, I think. It was looking at when they interviewed travellers on return from vacation, from holidays. It was the planning stage when people were relishing the idea of their journey and what they were going to do was as good as, in some cases better than the trip itself, and better than that post-travel phase. So I've actually spent the summer getting really excited about a trip to Scandinavia in September, which is very unlikely to happen now. But instead of getting too sad or feeling I've wasted my time, every moment that I was researching that trip and getting excited about what I was going to do and who I was going to see, I was taking notes and being in that moment of the planning. So my suggestion today is for all the travellers to muster those memories and those experiences and do something positive with it. Maybe even start planning a trip for 2021, because there's so many places in the world that are really going to need some tourism dollars. But to really revel in the research. My friend Michael is the king of spreadsheets. He would do spreadsheets for every single trip about where they were going to eat and whatever else, but we all have our ways. Mine is putting things in screeds and screeds of information in my Apple Notes. But for now, while we are grounded, and those of us who are very lucky that we can still leave our houses for a walk or exercise every day, I want to encourage you next time that you're walking in your neighbourhood to perhaps use the eyes of a traveller who's just arrived here. To not have, you know, music or podcasts playing, to be in the moment, to smell the smells. You know that thing about travelling, I always kind of, whenever I get a bit of a whiff of the sewers, it takes me back to anywhere in Southeast Asia. But to smell the flowers, listen to the birds, as if you have never been to this place before. What can you see and experience in your neighbourhood? You know, some of the crazy photos that we take in another country of people's doors and parks and things like that. Do that, take photos, document it. Actually, one of the things that I'm doing personally is documenting so much of what I can just with my phone about what's happening in our world right now. All the different notices in shop windows. We have no masks. Yes, we have masks. Masks cost this much. Seeing the playground and the exercise equipment in my local park taped off, yet people can still play basketball. But you know, approach your world with curiosity. Be in this moment, and you know, try to journey in your neighbourhood. but still hold on to those precious memories, invoke those precious memories of the past and future. That's it for today. Thank you for popping by. Therapy Cat was very happy to see you. He's feeling a bit soppy. There we go. So I'll see you tomorrow, Friday, at 1 o'clock Sydney time. See ya. We'll just have Therapy Cat say goodbye.